What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So we're going to do a stimulus package, stimulus check Q&A today. So people have questions. I like to answer the questions. I'm going to start doing this at least once a week. I haven't decided what day I'm going to do it on, but we'll just we'll feel it out. Maybe Wednesdays are a good day. It's the middle of the week, but if you do have questions, make sure you comment down below, and that way I can answer your questions. We're also going to take a look at some of the polls. So I do put out polls periodically throughout the week. So we're going to take a look at those. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at my phone here. And we will start with the polls first, and then we'll work our way down to some of the questions here. So the first poll we put out here was, do you think Democrats should negotiate with Republicans in the next stimulus package? And we had 7,700 people voted on this poll, and 74% of the people said no, do not negotiate. Wow, that's pretty interesting. 26% of the people said yes. And I think most people are kind of looking at this like, you know what? They don't think that Republicans are being genuine when they want to negotiate. They just want to stall. So that's probably why we're looking at 74% of the people saying no, don't even negotiate. All right, looking at the next poll here. Now, understand I did these polls about a week ago, so some of them might be a little outdated. Do you think Congress can approve a stimulus package in February? Now, we know we're already in February, almost mid-February, and it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing a stimulus package. But nonetheless, when I put it out last week, 8,800 people voted. 75% of the people said yes, they do think that we can get something done in February, and 25% of the people said no. And so that 25% was right, because we're looking at a situation now where we're not going to see a stimulus package in February, unfortunately. And the leaders of both parties have indicated that they're not even going to move forward with anything until probably March. At least Nancy Pelosi said it'll take 2 weeks, but realistically, we're looking at March before anything really gets signed into law. So we'll have to follow that, but that's what we're looking at right now. All right, let's take a look at the next poll here. Do you think Congress should pass a $2,000 recurring payments? Now, I put this out, and I knew what the result was going to be, but I just wanted to put it out there anyway, just to see where everyone is when it comes down to it. So we had 10,000 people vote, and 91% of the people said yes, we should have recurring payments at $2,000, and then 9% of the people said no. Now, the recurring payments, realistically, that's something that I don't see it getting very much support, even among Democrats. I mean, you have some Democrats that are progressive and they want the $2,000 a month payments, but then you also have some moderate Democrats that are just not going to go along with the $2,000 payments. So it's just not going to work. And then Republicans, I have not heard a Republican yet say that they are for these reoccurring payments. Okay, let's look at the next poll here. Do you think Senator Joe Manchin will vote yes or no on the $1.9 trillion stimulus package? And we had 8,700 people vote. 70% of the people said yes, they think that he will go along. I personally agree with him. I think he will go along ultimately when it comes to this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Then we have 30% of the people saying no. Okay, so let's take a look at the last poll here. Do you think Congress can do the impeachment trial and the COVID relief package at the same time? We had 4,100 people vote on this. 62% of the people said yes, they think they can do it at the same time. And then 38% of the people said no, they don't think they can do it at the same time. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the comments and questions here. So the first comment here is from Mr. Glockhard. Yes, they can do two things at once. We need help now. They need to stop playing around and get the stimulus money out to the American people already. Well, I agree with this. I think they can do two things at once. You have the Senate right now working on the impeachment trial, but the House, you know what? They're free to go ahead, open up these committees, figure out what's going on with this next stimulus package, get everything approved, and then send it over to the Senate, and then have the Senate move from there. So I think they can do both things at the same time. Okay, so we have Axel here. He says, I'm 20 years old. I'm a 20-year-old dependent. Do I qualify? I have not received any of the previous stimulus checks. So you should qualify if you're an adult dependent. Now, your parents have to claim you as a dependent on their taxes in order for you to qualify. But in this next stimulus package, that's what the adults should qualify. So you should be expecting to see a check as soon as they approve it. Okay, it does have to get approved in the House and the Senate and move over to the president so he can sign off on it. But every indication right now is telling us that adult dependents will qualify for this stimulus check. Okay, so let's take a look at Carl's question here. He says, will it be garnished? So I'm assuming you're asking about the stimulus check. Will it be garnished? It should not be garnished unless you are in a matter where there's a victim involved, and then they will take that money. But in any other situation, you should be able to receive that money. All right, let's go into the next question here. The $600 and the $1,400 are part of the second stimulus package that Trump promised. Joe Biden isn't giving us anything. Okay, so I don't know if you understand correctly, but they have not approved this $1,400 stimulus check yet. So the $600 was approved, and that was during the Trump administration. But now there's nothing. There's not another stimulus check right now. So they have to approve this next stimulus check. So it would be under President Joe Biden. If they do approve it, it would go. So it doesn't get carried over from the last presidency. So just so you know that, just so that's clear. All right, let's go ahead and move forward here. Kevin has a question. $2,000 would go a lot farther. Yes, I agree. The $2,000 stimulus checks would go a lot farther. I think most people would agree with that. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting a $2,000 stimulus check. It looks like it's going to be $1,400, and then they're just adding that $600 to the $1,400. I know it's confusing. It doesn't make any sense. They should just go ahead, give us a $2,000 stimulus check. It'd be the right thing to do. But unfortunately, they're not going that route. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at James's question here. I'm on SSI. I had my first stimulus check taken. I did get the second stimulus check of $600. Will I get another $1,400 in the third stimulus, or will they take it like they took the first one? Okay, so you should be okay. If you receive that $600, you should be okay when it comes to the $1,400 stimulus check, because they're under the same, very, very similar qualifications. Okay, so last comment or question here. I got the first $1,200, but not the $600 one. I'm truly confused about how they're qualifying people. Okay, so this is interesting, because if you did receive the first one and you didn't receive the second one, the $600 stimulus check, that might be because you, as far as your income level, you might be a little bit above where you should be. If you're 87,000 or more, you're not going to receive that second stimulus check, that $600 stimulus check, because you do not qualify. You make too much. So that could be one thing that you look into. You can always go to Get My Payment, go to the Get My Payment portal on the IRS website and check it out, and they can give you more information as far as if you qualify and why you don't qualify. There is an 800 number as well. If you go to the IRS website, you can use that 800 number. Call them, let them know, hey, I received the first one, I didn't get the second one. Why is that? And they can give you some more information. That's all I have for you guys today. But if you guys have a question, comment down below. We'll be doing this at least once a week. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.